Close your eyes, everybody, will you please? I've kept you till 5:30, and I didn't mean to keep you quite so long, but I think we've had a pretty good review session out of it today, and I would like to work with someone just a little while longer. I'm going to take all the suggestions. Would you come up here, please? Close your eyes, please. You'll find yourself right back in the state instantly. And I'm going to take away the suggestions from almost everybody, except that I want to work with certain people again. All the suggestions I've given you and all the suggestions I've given you will be completely null and void. They haven't been very effective anyhow. So when I have you open your eyes, you'll be all over your hypnosis and you take your seats. Now open your eyes, and thank you very much. You can both take your seats. Friends, I want to produce for the doctors some very odd things. So an odd thing is going to happen when I have you open your eyes. You're going to find that any time I take a puff on a cigarette, you will instantly go into a sound, deep sleep, just as you do when you're asleep in bed at night. It will be the same sound, deep sleep. It won't be hypnosis. It'll be a sound, natural, deep sleep. Now, it is very important that we have you want this to happen. Because Dr. Fleetus has a wife here, I believe, isn't this your wife, Doctor? Who has been suffering from vomiting during pregnancy. And despite the fact that he has used suggestion quite successfully on others, he's been unable to relieve his wife of the vomiting. And I want her to be completely relieved of it. So want this to happen. And if you want it to happen, you'll find that you can fall asleep as easily as anybody. And the rest of you, I will want to do various things with to show the doctors what can be done when a person is fast and sound asleep. So when I have you open your eyes, anytime you see me take a puff on a cigarette, you will instantly fall fast and sound asleep. I'm going to ask you now, when I tell you to open your eyes, to just forget that I gave you the suggestion, but you will be guided by it. In other words, forget that we've had this talk. And when I have you open your eyes, you will be guided by it completely. Now, open your eyes, everybody. Notice how good you feel. How do you feel? Pretty good? Or how do you feel? Now, would you all turn your heads the other way, please? Don't look this way. No, you can look this way because I want to work with you first. Tell me something. How long have you had this vomiting? Ever since the beginning of the pregnancy, or almost? And how far are you into the pregnancy? 3 months. All right. Now, when does the vomiting occur mostly? What? It's just nausea. All right. Any worries on your mind of any kind?
Can I help you?
Anything bothering you on your mind? Anything on your mind? Yes, of the nausea, sure. But anything else on your mind? Are you worried about anything? Or do you have other children with you? How many? 4 other children. And doing all right with the other 4? Everything's all right? Everything's content, as you're not worried about this pregnancy or anything? All right, then I think we can get rid of it very quickly. You can hear me, but you can't wake up. You can hear me, but you can't wake up. From now on, you're going to find that this wonderful feeling of relaxation is going to be there all the time. You're going to find that there's no nausea. You're going to find that there is no vomit. You're going to find that you can have this whole pregnancy in perfect health. You're going to have it in perfect health. You're going to be so relaxed. And you won't know consciously that I've given you these suggestions. You won't remember that we've had this talk before. But when I stop talking and you wake up, those suggestions will be planted way down deep in your mind so that you won't even know you've got the suggestions, but they will be fully effective. And you'll feel so good. You'll enjoy every day of your practice. And you'll find that you enjoy every passing moment that much more. And you'll have such an easy time during practice. And you'll have such a nice delivery. Because you are proved by the way you take this state already that you can have your delivery with an absolute minimum of difficulty. It can be so easy for you. Because all we have to do now would be to make sure that at any time you ever want this state, that you can reach it by just touching your ear. And you'll find that any time you're in any difficulty at all, just touch your ear. And you'll find that when you touch it the first time, you get the state. When you touch it the second time, you come out of it. And when you have this state, you notice how good you feel. That's how good you always feel. And that feeling, if there's any temporary inclination to vomit, just touch your ear. Now you won't remember that I gave you this suggestion, except that you will touch your ear if you ever feel the slightest desire to vomit or nausea or anything like that. You remember that. You can answer me, but you can't wake up. You remember that, won't you? Way down deep inside. But you won't remember it at surface level. Consciously, you won't remember we've had this talk. Now, when I snap my fingers, any suggestions I gave you beside that will be fine, but the suggestions for the nausea and vomiting and touching the ear and all will always be there anytime you want them. All right, open your eyes now. How do you feel? What did we talk about? Remember talking about nausea and vomiting? Yeah. So you're not going to... No? What? Yeah, this did very nicely there. You had a respiration count of about 8 or 9, and that's as low as a pregnant woman will very easily get. She was breathing. Oh, did you? No, you counted 10. I counted at 8. Figured at 8. I figured at 8. That's much lower than anybody really gets. All right. Now, watch how easy it is to produce this thing. The reason that I wanted you to see this is because I wanted to work with her especially because she needs special help. However, she's going to need further work than she had today. The reason for it is that there's a hypnoanalysis required to find out what's the worry on her mind. Otherwise, she would have taken it. Because she takes it too beautiful not to let me know that she could have had it all the way, except there's something worrying her. And there is, isn't there?
Consciously, I can thought of a lot of things and
Gentlemen, that's how easy the state is to produce. Now, when your respirations...
She wants to know why they went to sleep.
Huh?
She wants to know why they went to
It
sleep.
works for her, except... you see what I mean? She has retained those parts of it that she shouldn't retain, and hasn't retained those parts of it that she ordinarily thinks she should retain. Now... He's already got it. He's already got it. She's already got it. She's getting it. Now, once you got this far, it's so easy to attach the hypnosis. Because, look, you can hear me, but you can't wake up. You can hear me, but you can't wake up. I'll know that you're hearing me. When this thumb, which I'm touching, begins to move a little move, I'll know you're hearing me, but you can't wake up. You can hear me, that's right. That's right. Now you can hear me, but you can't wake up. We already have the critical factor bypassed here. Now it's very easy to add the selective thinking. And the selective thinking, you've been taught how to do that, so I don't have to go through that again. I'm not attaching any selective thinking at this point. But we'll say that, all right, let's attach it. Let's attach it. When I have you wake up from here down to your fingertips, you have no feeling in that hand whatsoever. You'll be completely anesthetized. You won't remember that I gave you the suggestion, but the hand will be completely anesthetized when I have you wake up. Now I'll stop talking for a moment and you wake up, and the hand will be anesthetized. This thing? How your hands feel? How that one feel? No. You see, you've already got it. You know that you've already got it. Give me that Alice pen where you so you know he's got it. I'm just going to be working down. You just don't look. Don't look. Now, without look, hold on, I wish you hadn't looked. Did you have any feeling there at all? All right. Now, I want to take away the anesthesia, make the hand feel good. There it is. Gone is wonderful. How's the hand feel now? Good. All right.
Mr. Allen, I did that with the patient. Respiration was about 16.
Oh, you don't do it with 16.
But I had that result.
Oh.
Same result.
Then you had a hypnotic result, doctor. You did not have.
Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. You just had hypnosis at 16. You didn't have sleep. In fact, you got sleep here, and you had sleep here. You had a real nice sleep, didn't you? Yeah. And you've got sleep here, and you've got sleep there. You got it here, I think, too. Sure. Did you notice what the respiration is down to over here? What are they down? But they're down to the place where we know that she's got pretty good sleep. Now, with the others, same thing is true. You can add your selective thing. I don't have to show this again and again. But you see how simple it is. And I think that since you're so awfully certain of getting your results, if you get the proper degree of hypnosis, the respiration's down to the right count, there's very little chance that you're missing with the state. Where you miss with the state is where the respirations aren't right. If you do what Dr. Waxman did, you're going to find that you'll miss. You'll miss repeatedly. Or else you have hypnotic anesthesia instead of hypnosis attached to sleep. Now, hypnotic anesthesia is wonderful. I'm not trying to get away from that.
No, I want
but you don't have the same thing as this.
I want to get.
Now, can you see the way I'm doing it? First, I get the sleep. I make darn sure the sleep is there. If the sleep is there.
If the sleep isn't there, then what do you do?
If the sleep isn't there, I just do it the same way as there. Well, I didn't get it. Yeah.
Mr. Jones, can you, if the sleep isn't there, can you wake them up or give them another suggestion and then try it again?
Oh, yes. You know, but you...
Because I want it, you know.
Well, for instance, I would just say to them, now when I have you open your eyes, that suggestion is going to be 10 times more effective than it was before. Now look. Each one whose hand I touch is going to wake up with a partial anesthesia in the right hand. Each one whose hand I touch is going to wake up with a partial anesthesia in the right hand. Now I'm doing this because Dr. Burko has made a very wonderful discovery so far as I am concerned, and we're going to test the discovery to show you what an amazing thing it is. All right. Now, when I stop talking, you'll all wake up, and you'll just feel wonderful. I'll stop talking and count to 3, and you'll wake up. 1, 2, 3. I feel that. Have a good sleep? You have a good sleep?
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Did you have a good sleep? How'd you have? Good sleep? Good. What's the matter, Pat? How's your right hand?
Oh,
Now, how's your right hand?
feels funny too.
Feels funny too. Well, you've got partial anesthesia in that hand. Now I'm going to do something, and I want you to see how the anesthesia increases in that hand, and just seems to crawl up the arm and get more intense as I have you do these things. First thing I want you to do is each one of you raise your left hand way up and bring it down. Tell me what happened to the anesthesia. Raise your left hand. Raise your left hand up now. Now bring it down. What happened to the anesthesia in your hand?
Tingles a little.
What happened to the one here?
That's the same.
About the same. How's yours? What happened to yours? Just got... You still got the tingle. Now, we're going to try another thing. Now I want each one of you to stand up and sit down, and then tell me what happens to that anesthesia in your hand. Each one of you stand up. Now sit down. Now, notice how the numbness is. How's the numbness now? How's the numbness in your hand? It's pretty numb. Don't look, and I'm gonna work with the hand. You just won't feel a thing now. Any feeling at all? Just look the other way, will you, please? I'll be working here. You won't feel it. Anything there at all?
A little pressure.
See if you feel anything, Pat. You won't feel a thing. Yeah, if you want to. Any feeling at all?
Just very little, just a little pressure.
All right. I'll be working here. You feel it at all? Just a little. All right, we're going to take even that little bit of feeling away. Wait a second. Don't experiment again, Pat, until I compound it again. I want you to do this much. Stand up, turn around, and sit down. And in other words, make a complete circuit of your body, then sit down. And you'll find that now that you won't even feel that little feeling that you had before. Now you won't be able to feel a solitary thing. Turn your head the other way, will you, please? Feel anything at all? Not a thing.
Mine's going out. I can feel it now.
You feel what?
I think I'm going to feel that.
Feel that?
No.
Feel that?
More than I did before.
I know she's rejecting. I don't know why. Let's try you, Pat. I think you won't even sense pressure now. Nothing. Nothing, right? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing at all. All right. Now, why did hers leave her? I don't know. Something must have said.
She's had these clamps. You know, she was here last time, and the clamp was put on several times. It's very incredulous of her that she could have that much numbness.
Yeah.
And she's mentioned it to me several times since then. Well, you mean that clamp was actually put on, and so on, and so I think that...
I was looking at what it does afterwards.
I won't do a thing. I won't do a thing. I don't leave it on long enough for tissue change to occur. All right. But can you see, gentlemen, what Dr. Burko has told us is absolutely true. Did you see that on 3 of them who felt something, we were even able to take away that something, and this is the thing which Dr. Burko has made clear to me, that I didn't know that this would respond to compounding the way it does. I had never tried it compounding it that way, Doc.
I've tried to get them to the point where it finally just gets so numb that it's completely a useless organ.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll get so it's just, they just can't move it. They can't do anything with it at all. Well,
You want to ask a question, Mike?
I relax myself to try and pass for the anesthesia in this hand and this hand and then apply the...
Sure you can. Look, the only thing that kept him from taking the cue is he was anxious to do it on himself. Did you notice that? Nice to see whether he could transfer it himself. How'd you do? Did it? Okay. Now you know you can do it. All right, friends, I think I've kept you long enough, and I'm going to rouse these people and take away all the anesthesia and everything else.
I'd like to ask a question, Mr. Jones. And if a person can anesthetize themselves through a Q ward after they've once gone through this, how long or for how long a period of time would that be good? I mean, could one do it indefinitely?
Many, many years, 20, 30 years, depending on how long they want to use the Q. All right, close your eyes, Pat, and you'll find you go fast and sound asleep. Now, this time, friends, when I have you wake up, all the suggestions I gave to you are going to be null and void. You're going to find that the anesthesia is completely gone, that you just feel like $1 million, but you can always develop the anesthesia again. Your own physician can help you develop it, or your own dentist. And you'll find that you just feel like $1 million now when you open your eyes. Now open your eyes and notice how good you feel. How do you feel?
Nice.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
All right.
Good. All right, you'll be wide awake, too. All right, thank you very much. Now, friends, don't go. I have an important announcement to make to all the students. Let's pass these out.
Does anyone want nurses instructions?
All right, does anybody want nurses' instructions? You can have as many copies as you want. Free, of course, for that. Now, the thing that I want to announce is this. We do have relaxation records today. I made and if you want them, order them now. Otherwise, from now on, you have to order them from New York. I think you know that. That is from my office in New York. The obesity records will be ready in, I would say, the next month or so. But now here's the important thing. Because of the fact that I'll probably have to be coming back here for these treatments down there in Oklahoma City for a little while, we definitely will have to do our fall semester in this area. That is, when I say that we may leave out St. Louis if we don't get 20 in the class, and because I'm not going to work as hard as I have been working. 5 classes a week is all I'm going to have. And I'm going to have 5 classes of 20 men each. So, if you have friends who want to take this course, and definitely want to take it, we don't want the names of just doctors. We've got all those. But we want the names of those who want to take this course, who have said to you, I want to take it. And if they want to take the course, then I would ask that you take this letter that we're going to hand you and fill out the names of those that definitely want to take it. If they don't want to take it, you're under no obligation to put down the names of anybody. But if you feel this course has been worthwhile for you, then make it worthwhile for your associates too, that is your colleagues. Now, how many want relaxation records? That we ought to start off with by saying that. There are 1 dozen over there, 2 dozen here. Anyone else?
You want to judge?
Gentlemen, listen to me, please, for just a moment. So many people have said to me, can we have a list of our students? In other words, every doctor who takes this course occasionally has necessity to refer elsewhere. Now, I don't want to put out a directory of the doctors who have taken this course.
I don't have any more wrapping.
All that I would say on it is the Dave Elliman Alumni in Medical Relaxation. And the directory would have only those words on it. Does anybody have an objection, for any reason, for having their name listed in such a directory? In that way, you see, if you wanted to refer to someone in New Jersey or Connecticut or Massachusetts or Rhode Island, you'd be able to refer to the man in dentistry, the man in medicine, the man in psychiatry, and there would be nothing. It wouldn't be pretty valuable, and there would be no advertising on it, but I would put out one each year. Yes,
It'd be
Doctor.
helpful, I believe, to have their specialty or...
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, you would.
I'm
In
constantly
other
being
words,
asked to type lists, and that gets
for instance,
too
Dr.
involved.
Phillips just said, would you type a list of the men in this class so that I'll know who the students are? And I think that if we had such a directory so that every student had a list of every other student who has been with us in the past, who is with us as of now, is there any objection to that? Do you think it would be helpful? I'd like to get a vote on it. How many think it would be helpful? Well, is there anyone who thinks it wouldn't be helpful? Dr. Braun in Chicago, who is one of our very good students, said to me, he said, you know, Dave, if you would do that, he says, you can't imagine how much you would be helping doctors. Because they want a list of men who really know hypnosis, and they don't have them. They just have a list of men who have dabbled with hypnosis. Give a list of your students, and they'll have a list of men who know something. And so we've thought of it, and then I thought, well, maybe this summer I'll do something like that. Friends, before we say good night, I wonder if you would give me the privilege of saying goodbye to each man in person and to thank you for being a wonderful class. It hasn't been a big class, but it's been a good class, a class that we can take pride in, I'm sure. And I think that as the years go by, we'll be very proud of you people. And I hope to God we will. I hope that as you continue to work with hypnosis, that you find it as valuable for you as so many of our students have found it. You will get out of hypnosis, of course, what you put into it. It's like any other thing. You get out of medicine what you put into it. You get out of dentistry what you put into it. If you give your best, and you'll get the best out of it. Outside of that, what can I say except that I'm awfully sorry to see the course end. Just as we begin to know you, then the course ends and we've got to start all over again. And I just hope that you'll feel free to come back to class and learn more with each succeeding class that we have. That goes for everybody here and everybody who isn't here. All right, that's about all. I guess I'm going to stop this machine now, and I'll hope to see you in the fall.